Hi, I'm Laura Hoy for Benzinga, and here's a look at what you can expect from the markets today, Thursday, October 31st. The Bank of Japan released its semi-annual outlook report on Thursday, in which it said core consumer prices could rise by 1.9% in the fiscal year beginning in April 2015. However, many private sector economists have said that the bank was overly optimistic in their forecast. As expected, the Federal Reserve opted to continue with its bond buying program on Wednesday and provided no concrete details about a timeline for the taper. Most are expecting that the Fed's taper decision will hinge on congressional budget negotiations, which have a December 13th deadline. Facebook released impressive earnings on Wednesday. However, warnings from the company's executives about the future overshadowed Facebook's 60% revenue growth. Most worrisome is that Facebook will likely be unable to include more ads in users' news feeds, making revenue growth from ad sales very difficult. Inflation data from the Eurozone put more pressure on the European Central Bank to make a move in order to keep inflation from slipping to a dangerously low level. Germany's annual inflation fell to 1.3 in October from 1.6 in September, and Spanish consumer prices fell 0.2%. Retailers and grocers will likely be hard hit when $16 billion worth of food stamps are taken from the market on Friday. Retailers that rely on low-income shoppers like dollar stores and gas stations will be the hardest hit, and some retailers, including Walmart and Target, have already lowered their sales forecast for the remainder of the year, despite the upcoming holiday season. Asian markets slipped on Thursday. The Japanese Nikkei was down by 1.20%, China's Shanghai Composite lost 0.87%, and the Shenzhen Composite was down by 1.18%. The South Korean Kospi had the largest losses, down 1.43%. Europe's markets also slipped as worrisome inflation data weighed on sentiment. The Eurozone stock 600 was down by 0.11%, and the UK's FTSE lost 0.36%. The German DAX was down by 0.24%, and France's CAC 40 was down by 0.20%. In commodity markets, energy futures were lower, with Brent futures down by 0.42% and WTI futures down by 0.14%. Gold lost 1.12% and silver was down by 2.88%. Industrial metals were mixed, with aluminum up by 0.52%, but copper down by 0.63%. In currency markets, the dollar got a boost from the possibility that the Fed could begin its taper sooner rather than later. The euro lost 0.25% against the dollar, and the pound lost 0.09% against the American currency. The yen gained 0.23% against the dollar, and the Australian dollar was up by 0.31% against the greenback. Notable earnings releases on Thursday include American International Group, ConocoPhillips, Allstate, and MasterCard. Thursday's economic calendar is a busy one, with several important releases from the US and the Eurozone, including US continuing and initial jobless claims, Eurozone unemployment rate, French consumer spending, Italian PPI and CPI, and the Spanish current account. And that's it for today's Market Primer. I'm Laura Hoy for Benzinga, wishing all of you good luck on your Thursday trades and happy Halloween.